Alright, everybody, this is going to be my first New World patch notes video. It is on the alpha changes from New World Preview, which we all played. For everybody who did get to play, I made some past videos on that for pretty much, I guess, I want to say bookmarks, but I don't know if that's the right word. I can't think of the word right now. But it's just something for us to compare it to for everything that we remember then to what they're changing now. So alpha testing is returning to a small group of testers. This is just a greetings to remind you that you can go sign up. I don't know why I highlighted all that. You go sign up here. Click here. Bring you to the page to sign up if you haven't done so already. But let's get in to what they changed and what they're adding. So first up is combat. And we finally get to see the spear, or at least the people who get into the alpha test, which I hope I get into. That would be great. But we have the new weapon, Spear. A new melee weapon offers both long distance piercing damage. I'm assuming the piercing is going to either be like piercing through or penetrating armor, per se. And some ranged, like the hatchet, where you just chalk your spear, stuff like that. It goes primarily with dex, so as of right now, it would go well with muskets or bow. Would be my first go-to, since we only have. I don't think we have any primary. This is the first primarily melee dex weapon we have. Sword and hatchet were mainly strength. They scaled with dex, but this one is reverse. Scales more with dex, but has some benefits from strength. Clyde, do you mind? And it has. Oh, this is the zone skill tree. Zone skill tree specializes in keeping enemies at a distance and throwing spears from range. So there's your range tree. Keeping with the old layout how we had in the preview, where we had one side and another. The other side we have is the Impaler tree. Impaler specializes in closing the gap and quick attacks that impart status effects. I wonder if they're gonna be implying bleed finally, or is it just gonna be like a cripple or slows, which would be pretty nice. I'm trying to think of different situations. You get up close, and if they dash away, like say at the life staff, and you have a bow or a musket, and you already had them stacked up with slows per se, or maybe bleeds. I don't know what. I don't know what status effects they'll bring. A new quest line for a legendary spear. That's nice. Per weapon cooldown, previously more options in combat. Weapons. Oh. So what this is right here is no longer global cooldown. That is what I wanted. That is what so many people wanted. So you can use, say, the spear. Just stack them with a bunch of. Use all your cooldowns on your spear, right? They managed to get away from you. You could switch to your hatchet, just start chalking hatchets, or use your leap attack with the hatchet, or do a shield charge with the sword, and then another leap if they're still farther away. Or you can just CC them down with. I think the hammer has the most CC. Yeah. Say you're using the spear and the hatchet. I mean the spear and the hammer, which I wouldn't really recommend because hammer is a strength weapon and a spear is purely dex. But just for example's sakes, you gap close with them, and you do all your light attacks. You just want to get them away. You swap to the hammer real quick, and you smack them away. And then they're now at a distance. You can swap to your third weapon, which may be a bow, a musket, because you're just using hammer for CC. And you can start shooting them down like that, or maybe a fire staff. I don't know. The key thing is we no longer have global cooldowns. Each weapon is their own cooldown. That's fantastic. That's gonna be fun. You could now dodge roll without stamina after being stuck in multiple. Oh, okay, so if you get stuck in multiple like CCs, you can now get a free dodge roll to get away. That could be nice. I wonder if that's going. I wonder if they adjusted stun locking, because I don't think that was necessarily a feature of the weapon. So I don't know if it's going to be in like the combat, because we have balance down here, which I see the hatchet. So you can now already read that abilities, interrupts, or cancel before active frames of the attack will no longer be on cooldown. So that's nice. You could possibly feint some abilities as well. So you go in for an attack, but then say they do something else, you want to roll out, cancel the animation, and it won't go on cooldown as it used to do before, or you get interrupted. That's a nice quality of life change. Now the hatchet. What everybody was saying was overpowered in the preview. And yeah, a lot of the stuff on it was pretty overpowered, like Berserker, which I see here, is now reduced to 10 seconds. That's nice. Endurance reduced to 2 seconds. Cooling weak attacks to heavy attack. I don't remember what that was. I'll have to go back and look at the video that I posted on the hatchet. Because I covered the skill tree for the Berserker to the throw. Range kills reduced by, or reduced to 5%. So you only heal about 5%, which is fair, because the heal was pretty crazy. Say you're in a fight, there's just a few little rabbits, turkeys, you can just chuck a hatchet, and you can get health back real quick. I know I used that, because it was there. Relentless Fury reduced to 5%. I believe that's your attack damage one. Right? I don't remember the names. Reduce homing on second and third hit of light attacks. This should help with the stun locking if that's still an issue. Life staff, or better known as I like to call it, the mount staff, because that's what everybody used it for. Decrease the speed of light distance by 50%. So you'll travel not as far. That's nice. And increase the cooldown to 25 seconds. So if you catch a life staff user out now, you have a more likely chance to kill him. So that's cool. And less annoying in open world PvP. And when you heal allies, you will gain mastery. That is the nice. That is the nice. Backstab adjustments. Any melee weapon attacks that hit in it back now gets backstab damage bonus. I wonder if that's new. Is that new? Maybe. I think it was always a thing, just didn't have a bonus to it or a modifier. All melee weapons currently have a. Oh, so it was the thing. 1.3 times backstab damage multiplier. And this will be adjusted per weapon. In the future, backstabs no longer cause knockdown. so this is the reason why every time you chucked a hatchet at somebody that was running away from you, they would just trip. That's funny. I always thought if you hit them in the ankles, they'll just fall over when you chuck an axe at them. I guess that was just a thing. World experience. Oh, no, this is just housing. Housing now display the following decoration score. I didn't really play the housing when I was in the preview. Number of items you have placed, a maximum count of decorations UI. I'm pretty sure this would be nice. I didn't really get to play with it. A new threat system. Oh, so they're adding tanks now. There was no threat system in the preview. Now we're getting one. See, this is what I like to see. I played a tank in almost every MMO I played. I always go the tank route, and now that's actually a thing we could do. That's pretty cool. New taint. The new taunt, a threat system where a single threat value is per player. Higher threats generates increased chance to select it enemy target. So it's like a traditional threat system. And they're added. Looks like they're gonna be adding or special attacks to add or remove in the future. So they're adding skills and stuff in the future for threat generation and pretty much removing your threat. So gaining threat and then removing threat, which will be nice for healers. Healing does yet affect the threat generation. This will change for life staff users soon. Oh. It looks like the tanks are going to have to cut out for him. Work cut out for him. Those are just XP changes, then, so it looks like it's going to be going more for quests. Reduce the XP players get for corrupted breaches. Reduce the XP gain killing creatures. Reduce weapon mastery. Required to level up weapons by 25%. So it's reducing the XP required. For lower XP from creatures. Oh, I guess that makes sense, yeah. Reduced delivery mission XP and reward. You know, I avoided any of the delivery quests. I just didn't feel like running across the map. It was super annoying. Attribute changes. Increase your attribute pool to add a meaningful amount here and diminishing return. Increase build diversity. So that's nice. You're gonna be able to stack like critical strike, chance, and critical damage. That's it. You're done. So that's nice. You can actually get some diversity to it. Maybe some quality of life changes to your builds, or it is fully focusing on damage. You can now focus on other things as well, because you'll get diminishing returns. So it's just gonna find that sweet spot. What's gonna boil down to is just find that sweet spot of the most you can gain from the value. So pretty much put it to a certain point and then start focusing on other stuff. Terrible at explaining things, I'm sorry. It's kind of like a graph where it's shooting up and then it evens out towards the end. Something like that. Increase the amount of attribute points you get from leveling. I'm assuming that's for the diminishing return that you will get at some point. Added attribute points to gear. Adjusted focus. Be the primary scaling for life staffs will no longer affect cooldown rate. Oh. Will no longer affect the cooldown rate of focus. So focus will be for life staff. Note our long-term goal is focused attribute healers, supports, characters while intelligence beacon. Oh, okay. Kind of just like what I said. Intel for mages and focus for support. Got it. Gems no longer give attributes. Instead, provide elemental damage for weapons and familiar bands armor. I'm assuming that means like for elemental resistance. Mission return will add to all attributes. So yeah, it's what I was talking about for leveling too. Gear changes rewards, gear chance adjusts requirement. Gear chance. Clyde is just yelling downstairs. Gear now has a specific level requirement. Previously, all gear at single level threshold. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's quality of life right there. The level requirement of a piece of gear is based on the gear score. That's nice. Higher rarity gear has a lower level requirement than lower rarity gear with the same gear score. It's gonna be all over my gear score. I want to set the first. Rarity maps chance. So the legendary gear can now be crafted. Nice. And drop from the world. So a lot of people feared in the preview. I heard a lot of people were fearing that the crafting would become obsolete, like in most, like a lot of MMOs. I don't know about most MMOs, but a lot of MMOs crafting became obsolete. It was just all about the boss drops. We're gonna be still about some of the boss drops, but crafting is not off the table. That is what I like to see. That is super nice. Because crafting is what I do when I'm just laying back and chilling. Gather up all the resources and just craft. Mindlessly gather and mindlessly craft. That's what you do in the downtime, right? Oh, looks like this is about it. Gear perks. 16 new perks added to the game. 9 perks that will reduce the weight of specific class of items. I'm assuming like heavy armor and stuff like that. For example, guards will reduce weight of raw and cooked food. Oh, see, that's nice. So a lot of quality of life stuff, or we can just say 9 quality of life stuff, and 7 perks that will affect threat generation. I honestly can't wait to see what those are. And again, guys, don't forget to sign up for the alpha test if you have not done so yet. I will provide the link down below if you haven't done so already. I'll also provide this if you wish to go through it yourself down below. And if you guys enjoyed, I will be doing more of these when they come out for New World. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button for more content. Feel free to ask what you want down in the comments below. I will do my best to answer them. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you all in the next video. Take care and have a good one, everybody. Thank you for your time.